Hi everyone, my name is Haze. I'm an artist and speed painter, and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be learning all about face anatomy, so let's jump right in and get started. And right off the bat, we're gonna just go and hit on drawing guide and then edit drawing guide. Then we will adjust the grid size to become smaller so that we can at least see 11 squares high. Now we're gonna draw a ruler so that we can see the measurements as we are learning the anatomy today. Now using the golden circle stencil, I'm just going to draw a circle that is as big as 9 squares tall. Now if you see here on the ruler, I've already made some markings already, so try and remember these ratios so that you can memorize the anatomy of a face. Now we're going to draw the frame of the face 1 square inside from the left and right, and then we're going to add in the jaw. The jaw is going to start slightly below the red circle. Then we're just going to round off the top of the head. We are also going to round off the sides of the head. Now we're just going to make the markings of the face features onto the face itself. We're just going to quickly draw the hairline, which will reach until the brow line. And now we're going to try and place the features using the golden circle stencil. But if you do not have this stencil, don't worry, because I will have another method for you using just the grid later on. So as long as the circle you drew can fit within any of the circle on your stencil, then you have to stop zooming in and out of your canvas, and then you can already use your stencil to place in other circles in your composition. Once it fits, I'm going to draw a couple of circles to indicate the position and the sizing of the nose and the eyes. Also remember that all the brushes and this stencil itself is available at my website. You can download all the brushes for free. Now just take note which circles I'm using for the features that I'm drawing right now. So if you notice here, most of the circles are the same size except for the nose. This stencil is not very accurate. The grid method is slightly more accurate, but the stencil really does save time. So now once I have my circles down, I can really quickly draw down all the features of the face. All you have to do is refer to the ruler for the placement for all the features, and also follow the sizing of the circles for the size of the feature. For the eyebrows, you can choose to place it above the line, in the middle of it, or below it, artist's choice. Anytime you want to use your stencil, just put it onto the screen and then resize it until one of the circles matches any of the circles in your stencil, and you can use the other circles to draw guides that are following the Fibonacci ratio. To know where your eyebrow should end, you can draw a straight line from the center of the face right at the lip line, and then touching the ends of the eye, crossing all the way to the brow, and then you will find where your eyebrow should end. The brow and the nose at the ruler also indicate the position of the ears. And there we go, we finished one face already based on the golden circle stencil. So now I will teach you how to use the grid method if you do not have the golden circle stencil. And this is actually a more accurate way of drawing the face. So first, make a ruler ear to ear and divide them into 5 equal parts. Then we are just going to draw straight lines right up for all of the 5 segments. And then from the center of the forehead, we are just going to go right down into the half of the 4th and the 2nd grid. So for this method, the angled lines actually indicate how wide the mouth should be. The nose should also be as wide as one section. Same goes for the eye, it should sit nicely within one section as well. And then of course, after that, you add in the 2 other lines from the lip line to check the end of the brow bone. So this is the difference between the 2 methods. The one on the left is the grid method, and the one on the right is the golden stencil method. So you can see the golden stencil method, the features are a bit smaller, but they're only slightly smaller. So if you can compensate for the lack of size when you are doing the features, that would be great. And now I'll share with you a very brief clip on how I do the painting. So this is how it looks like after the painting and with all the grids turned on, and then now without the grids it looks something like this. So you can see that the golden circle one wasn't as natural as the grid version. And now we're just going to proceed with the side profile tutorial. So using the same ruler as guide, we're going to put down the same circle for 9 units diameter. And then for the bottom ruler, we are going to add the units to 7 in total. Make sure that your circle starts halfway from the first unit. Now take the first 2 units and divide them by 3. If you take a look here, I've drawn the lines right upwards for all the 3 sections and also the first section where the circle begins. Now we're going to divide the bottom 7 grid into half like this. Since all the measurements are already there on the ruler, so everything will be quite easy once we have all these lines now. So we will start with the hairline. The hairline will end at the brow or the ear line. And then we are just going to draw the ear right now and plug it in between the brow and the nose. Then we're going to draw the eye in the third section and right on the eye line. And the brow goes into the second section on the brow line. Just like in the front profile, we can connect the lip line right across the edge of the eye to get the end of the brow. Now I'm going to put a few markings for the side profile so that we can just follow these markings and do a nice curve for our side profile. Just follow the markings that I do and try and reflect them onto your own drawing. Now all you have to do is connect the dots to get your side profile. Now a new marker for the side profile. The neck actually ends at the nose and also the ear. The neck is about 3 sections thick. The nose will take up 2 sections. And the lips will take up 1 section. Now let's check the ratio of all the features on the face with the golden circle stencil. After that, we can assess and change some of the flows of the line to be more pleasing according to the circles that we have right now. And now a short clip on how I color this side profile. So now using all the methods that we have learned so far, we're going to do a perspective drawing. The first thing I want to do, I'm going to do all the lines and duplicate the lines for the horizontal ruler. Then I'm going to mark the features so that it's easier for me later on. After that, I'm going to transform this grid to fit the perspective of the drawing that I'm trying to replicate. Then I'm going to duplicate this grid to flip to the other side. After that, I'm going to do a vertical line down, and we can use that as a guide as we place our features. Remember, you can always use the golden circle stencil to check the size of any features that you are going to draw. After doing a layer of rough sketch, I started a new layer and cleaned up the drawing underneath by resketching everything. This time I'm using the airbrush to shade the face. I tend to be able to judge the proportions of the anatomy better when I have shading, so I usually check the proportions after I've shaded the portrait, but you can do it before. Here I'm using the sketch brush in my eraser tool so that I can erase away some of the highlights for the face. Now that the general sketching and shading is done, I am just drawing down the circles with my stencil to check the proportions, and already here I can see that something is not right. I check it on the photo and yes, something is really not right. So I'm going to use the liquify tool to push some features around and to like modify some of the sizing of the face to see if I can fix the proportion. Okay, now that I fixed the drawing, it looks okay now, and I'm just going to proceed to paint the picture. If you want to learn how to paint a portrait in Procreate, you can always check out my other videos. This video is about anatomy, so I'm not going to go into detail on the painting process here. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. This is the completed portrait with the grid that I used to check the portrait. I hope you guys learned a lot today. So subscribe to my channel and I'll see you next time. Bye!